early days of our actual implementation, I thought it was pretty cool because I had just come out of a master's program in education. So I'd been doing a lot of, like storyline, that sort of authoring. It was really cool for me to have the contextual piece of Spekit added as part of the sort of set of authoring tools available to me. And it was, just getting into the ground level, it was sort of sky's the limit, whatever we envisioned. So I felt like it was really cool to be a part of that sort of direction setting and vision for the initial rollout.
But my first impression, coming from like a traditional background of like training and being the trainer on screen and kind of starting to feel that like burnout of like, you do all this work to build training, you do all this work to get on screen, and then you have like 3 people join. And it's like super frustrating. And it's also knowing that it's frustrating for you, but frustrating for the team member who like doesn't have the time. So I think being able to provide solutions in a way that I know would serve our learner better and our teams and support their needs, to me just felt right. So it's exciting to dig in and learn.
I think for us, to Joe's point, there's a lot of new processes and technology being added on a constant basis. So that's a pain point, getting people up to speed. And that's sort of compounded in our organization by the fact that we manage properties and sometimes we gain properties, sometimes we lose them, where there might be a little rust in between every time you do it. So that's one big piece for us. And then to Joe's earlier point, just there is so much new for us, new rollouts, that even if you are a veteran, there's always going to be something that we're doing differently on a month by month or quarter by quarter basis. So Spekit has really been huge in supporting that.
I would also add like part of our mission statement and what we kind of cling to is really this like customer focused approach to what we do. And specifically when I think about our users in Spekit, it's like our residents, right? Like our community, like communities. And so I think this is small and it's hard for us to measure. I wouldn't say small, it's just hard for us to measure. But I think like the less time it takes a manager to get an answer or to complete something for a resident, I think the experience is just better. Like if I'm having to wait on someone to G-chat me back because I don't know how to do this thing, it's like you have a frustrated resident or customer in front of you. So I think there are probably more stories like that we don't necessarily get to see. But I do think when we look at it holistically, like I do think it creates a better resident experience if someone can do their job and feel like they don't need to ask a million people how to do it. So just like that smoother transition on site. If you want to give information to whatever 1,000+ team members, this is like, I would say the most cost-effective way to do it. Spekit's kind of become one of our crutches. And I think it has in a way. It's like, it is one of our training tools and people are starting to get that learned behavior to go there. So I feel like if we got it pulled, it would be an interesting, I don't know how we would fill that bucket back up.
The thing that we really like about Spekit is that it empowers people to be a little more self-sufficient. And that's a message we try to preach, is like, try to find the answer on your own before leaning on somebody else. And I think this is really a great tool to accomplish that.